Yo, yo. 86 Ego here, and this is my first comic book haul one-shot, which I'm also going to be doing, along with my weekly comic book hauls. And I'm calling this one-shot the Grant Morrison Collective. Yes, Grant Morrison. One of my all-time favorite writers. Just his style and his experiences that he can just translate onto the pages. It's out of this world, literally. I'm going to be going through some back issues I picked up of Grant Morrison's work, adding to my collection of Grant Morrison work. I'm going to start things off with Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Gothic Part 1, 5-part story arc. Real awesome Batman story. If you've read this, you know it's a scene in this issue where Batman's in the shadows and he's talking to some thugs explaining how Gotham City is like hell, and then Batman emerges from the shadows and says, "I am the king of hell." It's so fucking awesome. It's part 1. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight Gothic Part 2. Sweet cover there. Gothic Part 3. Klaus Janson artwork. Can't go wrong. Gothic Part 4. It's a 5-parter. Picked up the first 4 parts. Next up, Kid Eternity. Real. The way this book flows, it's fucking awesome. Fucking stellar. Then this is gonna bring back memories. DC 1 Million, issue number 1. Oh yes. DC 1 Million, issue number 2. What's after 2? DC 1 Million, issue number 3. And then DC 1 Million, issue number 4. And to look at these covers, maybe thinking, you know, as far as covers go, you're thinking, well, what's that about? But looking back at these covers, and they're pretty iconic, if I do say so myself. Then you got the Authority issue number 1 with Turner on artwork. And then the second Sea Guy miniseries, Slaves of Mickey I. The second issue. And the third issue. If you read Grant Morrison's Happy, which wrapped up a couple months ago, and you haven't read Sea Guy, do yourself a favor and go read Sea Guy. And speaking of memories, prepare for some nostalgia. The 3-issue arc he did with Greg Capullo on Spawn, when Todd McFarlane was off with Frank Miller writing the Spawn Batman Spawn crossover. And you got issue number 16 right there, the first part of the story arc. Issue 17. And issue 18. To see Capullo's artwork in this, and now to see what he's doing on Batman and just how he's evolved, I mean, this right here was good shit, but now just the shit he's bringing to Batman now is fucking so sick. And these right here, when I was a kid, Spawn was just, man, that was my shit. And then to go back and read these 3 issues and anti-Spawn in these, fucks with it. And then on to some new X-Men I picked up. New X-Men issue number 114, the first issue where Grant Morrison jumped on, Frank Whiteley on art. One of the all-time best teams ever. Tim Townsend too, can't forget him. But just Grant Morrison and Frank Whiteley alone, it's just, oh man, you can't get any better. You can't. You can try and you can get close, but you can't get better. That was issue 114. Issue 115, Wolverine. And then in my opinion, one of the best covers of all time. 116 with Emma Frost. I mean, look at that. Yes. She can go in my head anytime she pleases. Then issue 117 with Ethan Van Sciver jumping on art. Awesome guy, Ethan. Then you see Beast with a tear in his eye. Very emotional. Then you got issue 118, Cyclops on the cover. Then you got issue 119 with the rating of PG. And then you got issue 120. To see the state of where X-Men is now, as far as like the team itself of characters, and going back and reading these, oh man, just the feel Grant Morrison brought to it was so awesome and real refreshing after the state the X-Men is in now with the whole Avengers versus X-Men thing. Is real refresher. Well, that's that, and I'll be back, baby.